right off in the streets, they trying to keep us suppressed up in the belly of the beast, ruckus and havoc at the least is all you see. Nowadays you get the needle of the bullet, grab a pistol, better put it. It's a copy uniform, or just another racist soul living crooked, never shooken, never looking down like a house nigga. Touch me in the house, nigga. Put up on them with them choppers, all you hear is crickets, cause we all eyes on breed. Couple races, biggest hunting down the mine, homie. That shit been really on my mind. And thank you, no grandmaster, they put up on the McMichaels. All the rivals get confronted. If you frontin', we can see it. All eyes on breed. All this knowledge I've been seeking got me casting out these demons. In the dream, I think I seen this. I've been somewhere next to Venus, searching for a higher purpose. Versus hurting, suffering from generational curses. Look, I think I could imagine just passing the game down to my son and break the cycle. Pray blessings through rain down. See the sun and grab the rifle. Like military minded, send them devils to the cemetery. We no longer blinded by the hate and the looting and the fake. Third eye open, way too focused. NFAC, shut up, shorty. I'm the party. All eyes on breed. Put up with the investigation. FBI be playing games. Attorney General on vacation like this shit really a game. Think that I'm losing my patience. Many rappers getting slain. Only matter of time before you have to make a change. Avert the force they inflict with power of the organized. Block poppers can't block us. Shots to leave you open like a couple high school gym lockers. In America, the grim reaper, alert cropper, hurt coppers, the imposters get exposed. Shut the city down like a showstopper. Living life of a thug, militant to the day I die. R.I.P. to the fallen soldiers. All eyes on me. Living life of a thug, militant to the day I die. R.I.P. to the fallen soldiers. All eyes on me. Okay, so we moving on to the boat. Situations I know they got you out in the trunk. But either way that you go, you going out like a chump. If you condone the bullshit, say face don't be a target. Make sure I know me your full with CPX in my skinny jeans. I'm toting the bank of the Nakata City. And turn you mean motherfucking media. They just killing our self-esteem, being that kind of tedious. Remember being 17, whole time they've been deceiving us. Institutionalized, manipulated, and lied to. Playing Picasso, I don't want trying to divide you. I got a bone to pick what you motherfuckers tied to. All the crooked government, devil worship, and the Bible. I do this in the name of Miss Ever Boys and my 7 joys. Keep my chakras in line, even demons bow to me. Cause a brother live the opposite of blind. If you look for me, I be just like a dime. Make you find in the gutter, couple G's, throw up signs in the trap, in the kitchen with the cutter. Homie, cause it ain't no time to relax, dog world, run for cover. You don't plan on shooting back and you going out like a sucker. Choose a plane, you using rats, crack, under pressure. In a modern day society, reckless. I do middle fingers to the white supremacists. All the way from Louisiana to Texas. Carry clips like bananas, handles drugs. We deal them cause vanity is infectious. Rising power, my Auntie Janice. Understanding that my status is an anomaly. Metallic with the alchemy. So please don't be invalid with the Valkyrie. The static will give light to your unruly defeat. Better life of a thug, militant to the day I die. R.I.P. to the fallen soldiers. All eyes on me. Live the life of a thug, militant to the day I die. R.I.P. to the fallen soldiers. All eyes on me. Live the life of a thug, militant to the day I die. R.I.P. to the fallen soldiers.
All eyes on Bree. Factz Ova Feelingz. All eyes on Bree. Breonna Taylor.
All eyes on Bree.
Shalom to everybody.
All eyes on
Bid you a good evening. I want to welcome you to a special edition Factz Ova Feelingz. Yours truly, Grandmaster J, up in this place. Again, I'm not going to go through a long song and dance tonight. I'm going to get straight to the business. The business is that this has been a very interesting day with regards to the case that we have made the focus of the NFAC for the last few months. That is the case of Breonna Taylor. By now, you all have heard the news. A lot of you all have demonstrated that you heard the news, but you didn't know what you were hearing. And a lot of you all who did hear the news knows that there's more to come, that this is just one step. But when you want transparency, when you want to know the truth, when you want to see the progress, when you ask for these things and you don't get them, sometimes you have to take it to another level. What most of you all don't understand is that the way that they control populations is not through force. Force is the last resort. What they do is they threaten you. They threaten you. They basically say, if you don't do what we want you to do, then we're going to do something to you that's going to change your entire world. They threaten you. They scare you. There's always something that they're trying to scare you with in the country. Oh, there's something happening. They take ordinary things and they make them scary. Oh, there's a storm coming. It's terrible. It's not terrible. It is the work of the Creator doing what it has to do to maintain the place you live in. You have to wash your clothes. Sometimes the world has to wash itself. So sometimes you've got to rearrange your furniture. Sometimes the world has to rearrange its furniture. They control you through fear. Every time that something happens, there's always a threat. There's always fear. They inject that because that's control. But if you have no fear, if you're not afraid of anything that they're afraid of, they suddenly have no power over you. Once you overcome your fear of something, it has no power over you. And that's a very refreshing feeling. So they threaten you. They never actually do anything. And then when they do, it's only because they don't have any other choice. In the game of politics and power, one of the things that I've learned is that it is a chess game, and it's a long game. It's not a quick game. It's not going to be over like checkers. It's not going to happen, excuse me. But what's going to happen is it's going to be a sequence of moves. Each move is thought out. Each move is then contemplated against the next move, and then the next move. The goal is to put someone in checkmate. Checkmate is when there's nothing else they can do but give you everything that you asked for. Today, you all witnessed the highest payout in the history of the city of Louisville, Kentucky, in the wrongful death civil suit that was filed by the family of Breonna Taylor. There's also I think there's a $10 million lawsuit pending against the city from her boyfriend. Not going to dig into the details of the story. If you've been following along with Factz Ova Feelingz, you saw how this came to our attention and how we stood up and went and did something. Let me say it like this so I can get to what I need to get to. And I'm glad to see you all here. I know that some of you all came tonight because you want to find out what you have to do to get something that I promised you. But before we do that, let me say something here. And I know you all like to copy my videos and take sound bites. You're going to love this one. Back in May of 2020, a young man's death was brought to my attention by the name of Ahmaud Arbery. The details of his murder were beyond shocking to me. They were reminiscent of something that I thought had long ago left us people. That a black person could be chased down the street, hunted by white people, killed, nobody get charged, nobody go to jail. In 2020, I don't know about y'all, but that was my snapping point. You see, the respirator that I wore at the beginning of tonight's session, I was wearing this back in December. And if you were with me then, I was teaching you about what was then called the coronavirus. I was telling you about the doctor out of China who was trying to tell everyone and they wanted him to be quiet. They eventually killed him, or he died of the very disease that he was warning everybody about. Back then, I was teaching you that the United States could not engage in that type of viral weaponry research. So what Dr. Fauci did was he actually farmed the job out to the Wuhan lab in China to do the work that the United States couldn't do. And the funding for that research came from the United States. Don't get mad at me. I'm just telling you the truth. Do your research. You'll find that out. Here's where the story gets crazy. We don't know what happened over there, but somehow this re-engineered, re-hyped up on steroids disease got loose And they came up with all kind of cover stories. We're not going to dig into that. But I was already on top of that. And the reason that I was on top of it, because at the time that it happened, back in November of last year, I was contracting for a company called Biogen, which is on the campus of Cambridge University in Boston, Massachusetts. Yes, Cambridge. I was at Cambridge. And they were doing genome research, where they were breaking down the genome code for certain viruses. These are the same people that were working in tandem with these folks. And if you remember, when they had the COVID-19 outbreak in Boston, it affected one company. It affected a company where they do this type of work. It was Biogen, a place that I left only after being there a short time because I couldn't deal with the racist attitudes, not from the white people, but from the Chinese people. I couldn't deal with that. It's a good thing that I left. My racial meter saved my life. So when the story broke, I was giving you guys this piece. Go back and look at some of our older episodes. And then it hit. It got here. And it was bad. Oh, it was a mess. It was a mess everywhere. Then we went into quarantine, and that was a mess. And people were panicking, didn't know how they was going to make it. Then we come out, and we hear about this guy. So Ahmaud Arbery, Brunswick, Georgia. Waited for something to happen. Nothing happened. Kept watching the news. Nothing wasn't happening. The story wasn't making sense. Got on the phone with my brothers and sisters and said, this don't make no sense. And we're not dealing with it. You can go back and look at these old videos. We talked to the people down in Georgia, down in Brunswick. We talked to our folks and they said, it's time. And if y'all go back and look at the very first video, what did I say? Bring them out. Can we bring them out? And we've been bringing them out ever since. And on that day, that's when you first saw black folks going over the line. You see, they can shoot you and they won't. We can shoot you and we will. There's a difference. That perked up the ears of the white folks. Oh, this is new. Of course it is. But it ain't the last time you're going to see that. Then y'all remember July 4th. They threatened us. We got together. Went up there to pull up on them. They wasn't there. So, okay, fear, right? Then the case of Breonna Taylor happened. And, when it came out in pieces. And, at first, it did not have my attention because I thought it was going to be handled. They fired the cop right away and we thought things were going to get rolling because then George Floyd happened. Y'all remember George Floyd? And the whole world got wrapped up in the tragedy of George Floyd, okay? But when the George Floyd situation calmed down, we realized that Breonna Taylor was still sitting in the same position that it was before this, and there was no update. We make phone calls, we write letters, and nothing. Crickets. Okay. And the people down there, they too was already in an uproar because things is already crazy. They got the same type of problems that a lot of other black cities got. They gentrifying their neighborhoods. The kids can't get a good education. We're over-policed. The whole nine yards. The police are crooked. The mayor's crooked. Everybody's crooked. There's corruption all over the place. You got the politics that's running the state. The people are caught in the middle. It's a mess. So they started protesting. They did what worked for George Floyd. It had to work here too. And while the rest of the world was acting like, they wanted to now support Black Lives Matter because they co-opted the movement. But now everybody had a commercial on TV and everybody was so repentant and everybody had a commercial on diversity and everybody. But we still didn't see no movement on the Breonna Taylor case. And we watched the people down there they did everything they could short of tear the goddamn city apart. No traction. Okay. So you all remember the NFAC announced that they were going down there. Oh yeah. And we did. And the conversations were had with the appropriate people. And we got the transparency we asked for. And it looked like things were moving along. Chess, not checkers. The fallout from us going down to Louisville wasn't what you would have expected, because mainstream media is afraid to report about the Not Fucking Around Coalition. Black radio is afraid to talk about the Not Fucking Around Coalition. Black TV is afraid to talk about the Not Fucking Around Coalition. D.L. Hughley, Ricky Smiley, all y'all rated the Breakfast Club. They would make you think that the Not Fucking Around Coalition does not exist. You would think that the only place that the Not Fucking Around Coalition exists is in foreign countries where they talk about us all the time. You would think that the Not Fucking Around Coalition hadn't done a damn thing in the United States, even though it established international ties and even had demonstrations with the Forever Family over in the UK that made news, and they would not pay us any mind. But that didn't stop us from focusing on the Breonna Taylor case. And remember what I told you. You don't have to go down there and do anything. Be prepared to. But remember, they operate on threats. They operate by scaring you. You know, that scaring thing goes both ways. Okay? The only difference is, for the first time in 60 years, black people not only made the threat, black people got together to deliver the threat, but nobody wanted to take the order. It's like Deal Dash showed up. Who ordered this? You sure now? We right here now. We good. Okay. We can bring it back now. If y'all, you know, and we brought it back. Here's why. It's because the transparency only gives you visibility into the moves that they're making. You still don't know how it's going to end, but you can take that information now that you have the transparency, and you can do, and see, y'all gonna have, you got to do a little bit of research on your own. Go read the law. And if you cannot understand the law, get somebody on the team who does. That way, we both won't be surprised when they do exactly what the law says that they can do or don't have to do. So we now find ourselves in a place where no one is believing the resolve to see this through to the end. Yes, other things are happening in the country. Kenosha, which they still ain't get a white boy the right treatment. Lafayette. It's a lot going on. But we stayed focused on Louisville. You see, we developed a relationship with Louisville. We established a very large chapter, big shout out, NFAC, in Louisville. We became friends with the street folks in Louisville. They was like our family. So don't let nobody lie to you and tell you that Louisville didn't show us nothing but the maximum amount of love. If anybody's hating, they just mad because they couldn't get done what they saw getting done and the love from the people of the 502. So now we're at a place where it's chess moves. I told you all this was going to happen. I said, watch what's going to happen after the Derby. Then they're not going to jeopardize the Derby, and the convention was going on. They don't need all this extra. Their party wouldn't like that. So we made the move to the Derby. Their counter move was to announce we're going to the grand jury. Okay, so now so what's our next move? We don't have to have a next move. We just have to wait until the grand jury is over. Because when it's over, we will finally have the answer that everybody's been waiting on. But wait a minute, this is chess. So they did a side move. The side move was, let's go ahead and settle the suit that they have against us. Yes, let's go ahead and do that. That way we can soften the blow when we tell them whatever we're going to tell them. Now, y'all got to have a little bit of foresight. Come on, play the game with us. Don't just get caught up in the moment. Yes, it is good. that family now has some wealth to build on, and their family can leave that and they can go forward. I don't know the family like that. I've met a few of the relatives. Big shout out to the uncle that had us come out to South Central Park after we left Kentucky Derby. We got our time in together. It's good to connect with the family. However, they lost one of their loved ones. So yes, it's not a lot, 12 million, but the average payout from wrongful death lawsuits by the police is $5 million. $5 million. Go do your research. Laquan McDonald, $5 million. Okay. Sam Dubose, $5 million. If they broke off some bread, it was $5 million, $273 million in wrongful death payments from all of last year from police departments all across the country. So they got money. Now, y'all, I hope it comes out of their pay. No, don't worry about where the money come from. Worry about where it went. So they gave them twice. Twice. Here's why. Think about it. Whatever comes out of that room, and I found this out, Louisville, thank you for showing me this. Y'all can sit wherever you sit in the world, wherever you live. But unless you've been down to that part of Kentucky, unless you done got the vibe and felt the frustration of the people and the desire for them to change things and knowing what they need to change. Hell, I met everybody from the candidate for the next mayor all the way down to the dope boys turned vigilantes that's doing a damn good job. I done met the whole schmeal. So unless you've been there, you don't really realize where they're at, because even though the Derby came and went, they still got to live with this ongoing unclosed case. But transparency is showing us that it's closing. But look at the moves they're making. Oh, they made sure that was on every news tonight. Yes, you know, a $12 million settlement of Breonna Taylor. They're talking about that. What they won't talk about, they don't talk about these cops. They don't talk about what they're doing right now, where they at, who they hanging out with, and what social media platform they on. See, if that's what they do to us, if this was the other way around and it was, let's say it was 3 black cops, and they shot a white woman. Oh, everything they do. Oh, he went to his beach house. Oh, he's on a vacation. Oh, he's trying to speak to some kids. Oh, he can't do none of that. But you don't hear about these 3 at all. You don't hear nothing. But they want to keep their attention over here. And they know they're running out of reasons to keep their attention over here. So they went ahead and broke them off. Now, here's what I need to say tonight. And I said it earlier, but tonight I'm really going to take my time and I want y'all to get this. That family is entitled to do whatever they choose on the advice of their lawyers. Okay? That's a payday for them. Not to mention there's an additional $6 million sitting in the GoFundMe for Breonna Taylor. Don't believe me? Go look. Another $6 million is sitting there plus the $12 million they just got. They straight. Somebody wrote sold out. No, they didn't sell out. I told you, you haven't been there. You don't know these people are tired. They are frustrated. They are tired. This didn't just happen to them last week. It didn't even happen to them last month. This happened almost 9 months ago. And they done seen all hell break loose in their city and people protesting and people damn near the black army had to march in this mother. Come on, y'all. They done seen it all. Now y'all want to break us off? They didn't just pay them off. There's more to it than that. Big salute to all of the elements down there that participated in the conversations of police reform for Louisville, because some of those suggestions were actually injected into this package. Not only do they get paid off, going forward, they've made some changes. You know, they got the sister girl now. She's the interim police chief. They got rid of the other dude, but now they got some rules that they didn't have before. This is your police reform. You talking about defund the police and this, that, and the third, or change their policies. They did a couple of those. From now on, there'll be no more knocking on the door in the middle of the night to get the judge up to get a no-knock warrant that don't nobody know nothing about. And you ain't told nobody, gonna run your ass over there and be cowboys and Indians. That's over. Now every warrant has to be signed by a commander, whoever's on duty that night. So you knew they was going to go serve this warrant. Wow. Did you not sign this? Wow. Your ass too. So they've done that. And now they've got another, and this is the one that I thought was rather interesting. Now, anytime there's a police involved shooting, they have to take a drug and alcohol test. We got to make sure you wasn't high and out of your skull when you shot this bro, because we don't know what you was looking at. Maybe to you, he did look like a gorilla. We don't know. Maybe to you, he did look like your ex-wife. I don't know. That came out of it. Okay. There's a few things that came out of it. Because they already know it ain't over yet. The criminal proceedings are still going on. The grand jury is still meeting as we speak. And they still got to come out of there. The FBI still got to step up and say, this is what we found and this is what we gonna do about it. There's plenty of ass whippings to go around. Trust me, you don't have to cut in line. The people of Louisville have already made up their mind. They're going to vote certain people out. Y'all have shown, as my mother used to say, you showing your natural black ass. Okay. I used to always wonder what that was, because I would be like, I'm a kid and I'm in the mirror like, well, this is my ass. Anyway, the bottom line is they're going to make the changes are going to be across the board. Here comes the meat and potatoes that everybody's got to deal with. And that's this. If they come out of the grand jury, and remember, the grand jury only hears from the prosecutor. This is not a trial. This is just a chance for the prosecutor to present to the grand jury what they have, and the grand jury then makes a decision as to whether or not there's enough grounds to charge someone under the law. See, y'all don't like to hear that last part, under the law. Here comes the problem. Where my lawyers at? Help me out. Under the law in Kentucky, the police are protected by the warrant that they use to go into the house. Under the law, they're also entitled to self-defense, just like you would be. So they've got double protection. Here's where it goes off the rails. However, in the execution of those duties, if they are reckless or wantonly, they just completely, nobody looking what they're doing, just wilding out. That is a crime. And now you're no longer protected under the warrant. You're no longer protected under the self-defense clause because you just took the blast in any and everything in sight. So if y'all remember when they fired the detective, that's exactly what they put in the description. That was forward thinking. It said that you were wanton and reckless. Now, under Kentucky law, you can only be charged with 2 crimes. None of the stuff you guys are thinking, no murder in the second degree, none of that. He would walk on that because he doesn't meet any of the prerequisites. There's elements of a crime that you have to satisfy. If somebody wants to charge me with first degree murder of one of you, that meant that I knew I was going to murder you. I plotted on how I was going to murder you. I got the means to murder you. I planned how I was going to murder you. I pulled up on you, got you in the situation, executed my plan, and now you're dead. That's first degree murder. Now y'all gonna see, you see how hard that would be to prove that these officers got together that night, sat around, talked about it, agreed that they was gonna go to her house and kill her. No, that's not gonna work. They walk. So you can't throw that. Y'all stop watching TV. Everything is not murder. There's other things in there. So you dig into Kentucky law. You find out that there are 2 charges. One of them carries 20 to life. The other one is a capital offense. And you know what it, brothers and sisters, when we hear capital offense, that normally means death penalty somewhere attached to it. So there's just 2. One of those is involuntary manslaughter in the second degree. It meets the conditions. Be a hard argument, depending on your jury. However, the other charge, wanton murder. That means you killed somebody and you were reckless about how you did it. So you mean to tell me the dude shot at you? You didn't see who was shooting at you. You stumbled back and everybody just shot crazily into the house and you fired off. You just blasting, cuz. You just, sounds reckless to me. Sounds wanton to me. But I told y'all last night, the chances of a police officer being convicted, let alone charged. I read you those numbers from 2005 to 2020. Not that many. So keeping in the tradition of America, it's very reasonable for us to assume, don't take my word as gospel. We're just thinking this thing through. This is what we call critical thinking. This is what y'all should be doing. Don't be so quick to jump to conclusions and you ain't sat there and thought this thing out. You ain't consulted. I don't know nothing about that, but this is what I think. But then what you think is the words of an idiot. That means you're stupid. You're just talking. There's no validity to what you're saying. It's not based on anything that makes us want to actually take that as gospel. So what I'm telling you is go research these laws for yourself and you're going to find out. It's very rare that anybody gets charged, let alone convicted of these, and they wear the uniform. That's just the way it is, y'all. Here's the problem. They know they got to tell you that. They don't want y'all to lose your mind for real. So they got to give you something, right? Here comes the catch. Yeah, they took the settlement. And yes, they attached a whole lot of good things to it. But the one thing that I guarantee you that's in that settlement that you and I probably don't even know, and I've even asked, can I see a copy of the settlement? I ain't seen it yet. A clause that says you can never you can never sue the officers individually. You take this settlement, you give up your right to sue them in civil court. In other words, if they don't get charged under criminal, you should still be like they did OJ. He beat the criminal charge. So they turned around and came back with a civil charge and ended up paying all this money. They normally, when they make a payout like that, I researched this. I was like, what? Because it's too good to be true. I'm sorry. I'm like, y'all been this hard-headed about it all this time. Yeah, we came in there and put the pressure on you. Yeah, y'all thought you was going to burn the damn town down, but you lost 162 million. You lost 13.5. So now you want to give up 12? Okay. What's really going on? Because it's a chance for y'all to slide in this clause standard and say, we're going to give you this. Okay. It's kind of like a plea deal. Take 10 and we call it a day. Take 12 and we call it a day. Because think about it. If they didn't take it and then whatever comes out and they don't have this in place, those people could turn around and sue those officers individually for wrongful death and go for hundreds of millions. Because I know I'd be like, I need at least 100 mil. That's how much you all are worth to me. If I'm the person that has something to do with it and something happens to you and I care about you, I'm going to need 100 mil. At a minimum, I'm going to need 100 mil. She was worth 100 mil to me. He was worth 100 mil. My brother is worth, matter of fact, my mom, I'm going to need 500 mil just to talk about it. So they slide this clause in so that you can't do that to them. Look at what they're doing. This is the system protecting them. Because it's one thing for them to lose their job, but you sue them in civil court for wrongful death, then guess what? You can shut down their entire way of life. And they're not going to do that because they're unified and they know we're not. Look at how far they'll bend over. And look at what happened in California. Do you know that they acting like this is a game? All of a sudden, the police department is challenging LeBron to put up more, to double the money that they're putting up, $100,000 for whoever shot these two officers. Now they got 100,000 out there. Now they're getting someone else to go against and like they betting and whatnot. But when one of us gets shot like that, we don't see this happening. Hell, I didn't see them putting up all this money for Pac. I didn't see them putting up all this money for Biggie. That happened out in Cali. I didn't see them asking celebrities and athletes to match the money. I didn't see none of that. But because these two police officers who were sitting in a vehicle and someone ran up and blasted them, shot one of them in the forehead, shot one of them in the jaw. Okay, boom, got away. Now they're going to try to use money to flush this person out. Okay? Now, here's what I'm hoping. Whoever did that, if you are someone who is unstable and needs some type of psychological help, please don't hurt anyone else. Come in and get help. But let me say this to the public. If this is a person who's just fed up with the daily videos of things being done to us at the hands of the police when we're just minding our own damn business, then I wish you good luck in finding that person, because that person could be anybody in today's climate. it could be anybody. But all eyes on Bree, and that's where they're going to stay. Because now comes the good part. Don't get caught up in the settlement, because they're supposed to come out of the grand jury this week. Yeah. So you think it's wild. It ain't wild yet. Hold on a minute. Thank you. You all really don't understand how you're viewed, do you? There's a book that I recommend that you get. It's this book right here. You hear me talk about it all the time. This is Brainwashed by Tom Burrell, challenging the myth of black inferiority. The myth of black inferiority. It is a myth. It is fake. It is false. It's a fairy tale that you are inferior. You're not inferior. They want you to believe that you're inferior. The only reason they tell you that you're inferior, because as long as you think you're inferior and someone is superior, you won't challenge them. You'll check yourself. This book right here shatters that in so many ways. But there's one particular section in here that I thought was extremely interesting, and I'll share it with you. It says 29%, let me back up. This is research that was conducted by Dr. David Williams of the University of Michigan that illustrates how a large number of whites view blacks negatively. 29% think blacks are unintelligent. 45% believe blacks are lazy. Less than 1 in 5 thinks blacks are hardworking. And 56% of whites feel blacks would rather live on welfare than work. Let me break that down to you this way. About a third of them think you're stupid. About half of them think that you're lazy. A fifth of them don't believe you're hardworking. And over half of them believe that you would rather live on welfare. Brainwashed, Tom Burrell. Let me say this to my non-melanated people. You didn't think that about us for 240 some odd years when you had us as in being slaves, when we were breaking our backs, when you were raping our women, when you were stealing our art, when you were, as a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you about something that will disturb you. When you used to have breeding farms. Yes, breeding farms. See, if people talk about some of the institutions in slavery, what about the breeding farms? You see, I was born in one of those areas where the breeding farms was, Richmond, Virginia. There was a huge one. And a breeding farm was just that. It was a place where they forced slaves to mate to produce bodies that they could sell. You see, when they couldn't get any more from the Portuguese slave trade, when that was frowned upon, see, slavery didn't just stop. It ended in stages. When first they stopped bringing them to America. So they said, we'll just make our own. And when I say it was horrible, it was horrible. They forced male and female to produce bodies. They didn't care what your relationship was. You could have been brother and sister. You could have been mother and son. You could have been father and daughter. They didn't care. They were breeding farms. The sickness of this is something that you can't talk to me about. You can't teach me about unless you come from that which I come from and you still have your racial rage. So these things that you believe about us, you didn't think none of that at the time. But these figures are the very people that, you call them Trump supporters and, you call them conservatives and you call them racist and you call them, and people, I'm going to say this again and I'm going to keep saying it. We got a lot to cover tonight, so I'm going to be here a while. I hope y'all hang out with me. The definition of a racist is someone who can control the final destiny of an entire people. Black people have not had that power in over 500 years. I can't be racist. If I was a racist, I would control what would happen to each and every one of you. And since we know there's a spirit of karma floating around the world, you're afraid that while everything else is getting exposed, that you will eventually get what's coming to you. Everything balances out. Everything. And there's nothing that you or I can do about it. So, you believe these things about us. So you think you can treat us any kind of way. How interesting is that? Because if we go back to the beginning, and when I say the beginning, I mean the real beginning, not the beginning that they taught you in the slave master's church, but the real beginning. If you could go back to the ancient texts and look at the beginning, you might find out that there's a problem with everything that you believe. Because see, how can you talk to me about the beginning when you've been lied to about the beginning? How about if I slide over to the book of Gleanings? These are being written from various Egyptian authors in the Maya Alenia, as it's called. This was formerly called the Book of Conception, and is said to be the first book of the books of bronze. And it concerns man's conception of the true God back in the day during the struggle when we were trying to attain the light. This is not what I'm saying. I'm reading to you now. It says, once all men were dark and hairy, and in those days women were tempted by the strength and the wildness of the beast which dwelt in the forest, and the race of man was defiled again. So there's already some stuff that done happened before we even pulled up into the story. You understand what I'm saying? Notice it said that once all men were dark. It didn't say that all men were dark haired. It said they were dark. I'm sorry, those are black folks. And kind of primitive, but they were black. It says, therefore the Spirit of God was wrathful against woman, for hers was the responsibility to reject the beast within and without, that she might bring forth children of the light to walk in the light. For in man there is a beast and God, and the God that walks in the light and the beast walks in the darkness. You see, sisters, you have more power than you know. I told you this the other day. You actually control what brothers do. All you have to do is stop being down, stop appreciating, stop feeding their ego about certain things they do, and they'll stop it immediately. Right now, you know, because women seem to like the cars and the money and the jewels. So what all the brothers doing? They run around trying to get nice cars, because they know that's what women like. But if sisters came out the next day and said, we done with that. If you don't have some type of cultural foundation that you can share with me that's going to empower me and help me to grow as a woman and help my seeds to grow up in a world where they can be prosperous too, you ain't got nothing. If you ain't got nothing you can pour into my spirit and help me to become better than what I am rather than strangling me out of what I'm trying to be, then you ain't got none. If women did that overnight, every brother would get rid of their cars. There'd be no more ice. Everything would change. If sisters said, we're no longer doing any of these rap videos. We're not putting our bodies online just for y'all to see. We're valuable. You got to pay. Either way, ain't gonna be no more free stuff. Brothers would shift their game overnight. So it says right here that the Creator was pissed off with the woman, because the woman has the responsibility, and I'm reading again, to reject the beast within and without. They said within and without. That means that what's going on inside of you, you got to be able to control so you can resist this idiot over here. So you're not sitting around 3, 4, 5 years later saying, I cannot believe I got involved with this crazy ass fool. Now, because of the wickedness that was done, there are among men those who are the children of the beast, and they are a different people. The race of man alone was punished, for the beast acted according to its nature. In man, the beast and God strive to decide whether he shall take his place amongst the gods that live or the beast that die. I'm going to stop right there. The race of man has to make a decision. Are you going to live amongst the gods like a god, or are you going to die like a beast? Listen to what I said, and we've taught this before. You are a body with a soul living inside of it. For you to live as the gods means your soul goes on living. Your body perishes. For you to die like a beast, that means your flesh dies and you die with it. It also says that women, they know that man could subdue her with his strength, but he was weak in his desire for her. In his weakness lay her power. And in those days, it was used wisely. It was the foundation of the people. Yes, sisters, we're stronger than you. Yes, we're bigger than you. Yes, our voices are deeper than yours. Yes, we can fight to the death for you. But you have the ability to control us because we desire you. That's simple. If you can control the desire of a person, you can control that person. I had to throw that out there for a second because tonight, as I promised, I'm going to do two things. Y'all saw me roll up in here with the NFAC shirts. And tonight we're going to do something a little different. And if you're new to Factz Ova Feelingz, you don't get in this because it's going to be ugly. But if you've been rolling with Factz Ova Feelingz for a while, you know that I teach sometimes. Sometimes we talk about issues that are going on. Other times we unpack situations, and other times we just vent for the unification of the Black nation. Tonight, what I'm going to do is I am going to have a discussion with someone who's brave enough to step into the squared circle, and I am going to examine your mental and see if you are simply sitting here waiting for something to happen, or if you are truly a student as you should have been. You know what our principal text has been. You know what the other books are. You know what books I've recommended. You know where we go with this. I will give you the opportunity to answer just a few of my questions. And if you can show me that you are studied and approved, I will reward you with one of these brand new, and these ones are nicer than the ones that I got, the brand new NFAC shirts, which are in, and the website, if you'd like to get your own, don't want to play the game, you can go to the website, link that's in the bio here on Instagram. Once again, I want to thank all the good folks over at Idama, I'm not going to hope I'm saying it right, apparel. That's the article.com. These are the folks that have undertaken the responsibility of producing the NFAC official paraphernalia. Now, this is a Black business, so all your money is going to a Black family. This is a Black family business. I have no vested interest in this, so don't think that, oh, he's making money. No, I wanted to give the job. See, I create opportunities. I wanted to give this job to someone, and when I saw that this was an entire family, the mother to the kids, all working to be industrial to get their business off the ground, I gave them something that has them like Michael Jackson, working day and night. That's what's happening at their house. And I called them all the time and I said, whatever you do, don't turn your children into members of a sweatshop. Got all the kids in the neighborhood up in there. So if you want to purchase one of these shirts, you can go to their website. It's the link is in my bio. But tonight we're going to play Show Yourself, Study, and Approved. Now, let us be clear before we get started. If you attempt by any means necessary to try to voice something that I haven't taught because you think that you're worthy enough to debate me, I will not only kick you out of this live, I will ban and block you from my page forever. It's a powerful tool and it works just fine. So for my students, and you know who you are, I don't know how many of y'all are in here tonight. I'm going to open up the line and then we're going to have a conversation, and somebody is going to be able to go into their job or go into their place of worship or go to school or walk up in the supermarket. Hell, just bust out on the street with an NFAC shirt on and watch the response. See, I call it a racial detector because when I wear mine, I like to bust up in places where it's just all white people. And you get a couple that be like, I'm down with that. But the looks on their faces of the ones who put it together, I can't believe me. Oh, what's the problem? What's wrong? You got a problem with Black unity? You got a problem with us not afraid to fight back? Oh, I know what it is. You took this country at the barrel of a gun. Matter of fact, you used the gun to be superior over every race that you ran into. Now one of those races is playing the same game that you did, and now you know that it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. You paranoid like a mug. So let me go ahead and see who's going to be the first one. Y'all hold on. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to see y'all. Let me adjust this real quick so I can kick people in and kick them out. And I'm going to let you know now, I don't know who's going to get chosen. I'm just going to open up and so if I choose you, Don't put your name in here and you, well, yeah, I really, no, we're not doing that. Be ready. I'm going to hit you with the questions. Okay. If you get the questions right, you got to do 3 questions. I hate to do it. It ain't that easy, y'all. You're going to do 3 questions. You answer all 3 of the questions right. Y'all don't say nothing. Don't give them the answer. I'm going to give them an opportunity. And if you are truly study and approve, if you are truly one of the children, or you're one of the righteous or the elect or whoever you claim to be, that's fine. We're going to find out right now. I'm going to bring you up here on Factz Ova Feelingz, and we're going to see whether or not you know the facts or if you just in your feelings. Let me see who I got first. Let me see what's going up in here. I warned you, if you're not a student of mine, you're going to get your feelings hurt up in here. Big shout out, Shirley Birch. I see you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm going to let you know right now, if you got DJ in front of your name, you ain't going to get pulled up on my live, and I really don't even want you here, to be honest with you. I don't deal with people like that. But I'm still looking. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go with Stop the Silence, since they up in my live. Let's see what it look like. Stop the Silence. Factz Ova Feelingz. Let's see if you know the facts or if you just in your feelings. I'm going to wait and see if official Stop the Silence will accept, since you jumped in the request to be in my live. You never thought that I will pull you into the spotlight. Going, gone. It's a one-person fold. They ain't want to do it. Okay, it's getting hot up in here. It's getting hot. Oh, y'all don't want these shirts. Y'all act like y'all want these shirts. Y'all don't want these shirts. Let me go. Okay, hold up. Let me go there. I see my lawyer friend up in here too. What's good with you, man? All right, let's go. Who is this? Desilu 45. I jumped up in here. Desilu 45. Let's see if you got what it takes. Factz Ova Feelingz. Desilu 45. We Factz Ova Feelingz tonight. Shalom. I'm gonna need you to turn some light on. We don't do that mysterious in the dark. This ain't no secret guest. We don't do that. Turn the light on. Y'all, we waiting. We're gonna see if she's gonna act right. If not, I gotta cut her off and go to somebody else. Okay, she's gone. Your chance will come, your chance will go. You better make sure you're right. I'm going down the line right now. If you come in, see, it's cold when you have to step up and I know I was going to get called. Don't put your name in here if you're not presentable, because we're going to pull you up here on the show. Don't jump in my DM later and say, I want a shirt. I want a shirt. No, it don't work like that. You got to step into the squared circle. This is the second one, okay? I'm seeing where you're back at. No, she says, I'm mean. No, I'm going to kick you up out of my live. That'll be mean, okay? Lose the emotion. This Factz Ova Feelingz. We don't do that up in here. I'm going to put you on my block list, and then you'll be mad because you won't have to deal with it no more. Going back in again, y'all. Let's see who we got. No, we're not doing that. Okay, this is the third person that I asked. So y'all don't want these shirts. I'm looking at y'all. Oh, y'all acting like y'all really about that life. I got a lot of spectators here on Factz Ova Feelingz. That's a shame. That's a shame. I thought y'all was in it to win it. Let me go ahead and pull one more person up out of here. Yeah, put your name in there if you think you want to actually come on the square and talk to me about what we talk about here. Otherwise, I'm gonna mark all y'all as spectators. All right, here we go. I got quite a few of y'all jumping up in here. This gonna be good. This gonna be real good. Let me see if my man gonna pick up. I'm waiting. I've been trying to find somebody to come in here who want to answer the 3 questions so they can get their shirt. Much love and respect to all of you all. Shalom to everybody. I am finding out. Wait a minute. Hold up. I think I got a connection here. I'm not sure.
Grandmaster J, I apologize. I really want to.
But man, can you see me? Y'all, hold on a second. Let me. Can you hear me now?
I greet you, boss. Yeah, I apologize. I really want to be here, but I'm actually driving.
You can't be on here driving, man. Breaking the law, man.
I know, but I just always want to listen to you. I always want to listen to you.
Well, listen,
man. I really
we
wish.
can't play the game while you driving though. You can't do that, man.
Yeah,
You can't
I know,
do that.
boss. I know, boss. I
So look, so this
understand.
is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna talk to you later. I only
Okay.
got one show. Let me grab somebody up in here, but stay tuned, and we definitely
Sure.
will chop it up. Okay?
No
Shalom,
problem,
brother.
boss. Shalom, man.
Listen. Y'all wilding. Y'all straight wilding out. I said, come up on here. My man jumped on while he driving. So I know, but he said, pull over. Somebody said he should have pulled over. It's a cold group up in here. I'm going back in again. I'm going to see who's up in here. If I call you up and you don't know what's happening, it's not going to be a good look for you. Factz Ova Feelingz. I'm trying to give these shirts away for the NFAC, but y'all just, okay, no, this is strange. Can you turn some light on my sister? Everybody calling me with these, everybody all gloomy. Y'all ain't got no light going. Here she come now. Hold on. Yeah, fix the light. And I hope this ain't gonna be one of those world star moments where your mans come in and be like, who you talking to?
Oh,
like,
no.
Okay,
Can you see me?
I can see you just fine. Now I can't because you stopped moving the camera around.
Oh,
There you go.
sorry.
Right. There you go.
I apologize, Grandmaster.
Right. Queen, how you doing?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm still black. It don't wash off.
Hey, every day, all day.
Every day. Tell everybody your name.
My name is Shaquette. I go by Gigi as well. How are you guys? Hey, Black family.
Where are you located?
I am located in East Orange, New Jersey. I've been trying to hit you up. I'm the one that's been stalking you. I have had to get on this live.
Okay. All right. We're not going to do that right here. All right. Slow down.
Okay.
Let's get to the business.
Okay.
Because I got some other people I want to get to. So how long you been watching Factz Ova Feelingz?
I've been watching Factz Ova Feelingz starting late March.
Good. So I'm going to give you a late March question.
Oh, Lord.
So you know that the primary text that I teach out of is not one of the 66 books. It's actually some of the books that have been removed by the Council of Laodicea. Can you tell me what the primary text that I preach out of?
Oh, definitely. You teach out of the, oh Lord, you got me nervous. It's called the Book of Yahweh with Yahweh's name restored. Not any revisions, but the one with Yahweh's name restored.
Okay, what I'm going to do for you, because I know you're nervous, tell me the name of the book again.
The Book of Yahweh with Yahweh's name restored.
My sister, the primary text is the Book of Enoch.
Oh, yes. Sorry, the Book of Enoch.
Now, see, you've been with me since March. See what I told you? Get comfortable.
You're right.
Yeah, and smile and you me, but you didn't bring the book with you. You got to have the book with you, okay? So I'm sorry I cannot go any further with you now, but I'm so glad I got a chance to talk to you.
Yes.
Shout out everybody in New Jerusalem. It is the first book of Enoch.
Yeah, I feel like I got a half a point though.
We don't sell half a points. I don't know what a half a point is. Either get the point. See, I can tell you worked at a call center where they do that quarter point. You get so many points.
I sure do. Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I'm trying to get out of it. Okay, I'm trying to come to the new Black Nation so I can answer phones for us. Do you hear me?
Well, don't quit your job just yet, because we don't need you to hold on to that little bit of loot you got until it's time for us to go. Then you can help us build the Black Army. You can help us build the Black City. Then you can help us get out of here and go to the Black Nation.
I'm here for it. I got my $10 times 3. I got my 24. Matter of fact, I got my 1558 for my acre wherever we going. So I'm here for it, Grandmaster. So listen, I know I got the questions wrong, but so many people, you was trying to pull people in. Nobody was ready. I was ready. Not all the way ready, apparently.
So I tell you what I'm gonna do. Since you sitting here pleading your case on the throne, I'm gonna go ahead and give you one last chance to redeem yourself.
Oh Lord, okay.
Since you screwed up the book name, the Book of Yahweh, I was just like, oh Lord. So I taught you all about a system that exists within the structures of the angels. Can you tell me the name of the structure group? What are they called?
The structure group. Okay, so I know you have the watchers. Okay, and I know there's 10 different levels of the heavens, right? Okay, so he said the watcher group. Oh Lord, I'm embarrassing myself right now. I want to call it the watchers. It's not the watchers because you would have said yes. Oh Lord, don't laugh at me, family. I'm nervous.
Don't worry. A lot of them couldn't do no better in the seat that you're in right now. You're doing just fine. Let me help you out.
Okay. Yes,
they have bosses at the top. There are 4 of them.
Oh, the Mike L's, the L's.
Okay, the ELs. Can we get you in the right neighborhood? And the EL.
We got.
So I'm gonna let you off. Somebody said give it to her. No, we don't give nothing around here.
No. Don't take no charity. We got this. So all this means is
you to name for me the 4 ELs, and then you can get out of this.
Okay, we got Mike L.
That's 1.
Okay, we got Gabriel.
That's 2.
Okay. Oh Lord, Michael Gabriel. We have I said Michael Gabriel. Oh Lord, I know this stuff. Why don't this is like a test? Michael Gabriel. Oh Lord. Mike, let me think of these Ninja Turtles.
Do me a favor. Take a deep breath.
Okay.
And calm down.
Okay.
Answer the question.
Okay.
Gabriel, Michael.
It's right there. It's right there.
And if you all don't stop typing the names,
they're not even telling me. You can see
you out of my live. See, that's why we can't never do nothing together, because y'all can't follow simple instructions. I said that when I questioned you, sister, let me talk to my audience for a second. Stop typing the damn names, y'all. Play the game. Like a bunch of damn kids. Please continue.
Okay. We got Michael, we got Gabriel, we got
I need 2 more. And you already gave yourself the clue. You said Teenage Ninja Turtles.
Michelangelo, Donatello. Oh, it's right there.
This is your last chance.
I know, Grandmaster. I apologize. I don't want to waste your time no more.
Let me give you the names. It's Gabriel, Raphael, Raguel, Michael, Saraquel, and Suriel. And the one that actually tempted Eve in the garden was Aziel, that they don't talk about. That's another story. Those are the archangels, and they sit over top of the Kodesh Matakim. The Kodesh Matakim are the legions of angels that lead all the way down to the watchers that you were trying to. So you've heard me teach this. You said all the way back in March. So I had to take you all the way back to the beginning of the course. I want to thank you for hanging out with me, sister. Don't quit your job yet. Stay tuned to Factz Ova Feelingz. And remember, we've done something that has never been done before. We've freed every Black person, and they don't even know they've been free yet. They've been free since June. They just got to put it together. And you said you got your money together. I got mine. You won't be living next to me, but we'll be in the same city.
Let me tell you something. I Ben had my little super bag. What you call it? The bug out bag. Ben had it. Okay, so I want to just really quick, if you allow me to, just want to say I appreciate you, everything that you're doing. You know, I say it all the time, F these haters. It's a hater's job to hate. Let them keep doing it, okay? And I just want to appreciate you. You have lit a fire underneath my ass so quick, and I'm here for it. And just real quick, I'm on the East Coast. I'm in New Jersey. I'm in New York. They're making it hard for us to get these gun licenses out here. I'm already ready. I've been reaching out to people, trying to get something started. Nobody's getting back to me, but I'm here for it. So if you have any suggestions, anywhere I could go to get like support, please let me know. But I'm here.
This is what you do.
Okay.
You keep your eye on this channel. And when you see where I need you to be, I'm going to need you to be there. Suited and booted. Strapped up, shorty, as they say. We're all about to get some instructions real soon. It'd be great to have you there. Submit your information to blacknfac.com if you haven't already. And I expect to see you armed in the right uniform in the next formation.
I got my black. Thank you so much. So long, family. Everybody have a good night. Thank you.
So there we have it. As y'all can tell, hold on a second. Let me make sure I got that right. I don't want to. I'm gonna go in again. Let me go get somebody else. Now remember, when I call you up, don't say you ready if you ain't ready now, because I'm gonna go in here and pull somebody else now. So she didn't get the shirt. I even gave her another opportunity. And you got to know what we're doing. You got to have been a student of the Grandmaster Jay. This is not about the militia. This is actually about what we learn when we get together. Okay, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna pull up. This is who is this? Michael Buford. Let me go ahead and call Mike and see what's happening with Mike real quick. See if Mike is a student or if Mike is just spectating, trying to give away some of these shirts for the NFAC. Shalom, my brother.
Shalom.
I cannot see you. We can't see you. You got to get in the light. I don't know why y'all trying to talk to me out in the street.
I'm outside walking my animals, sir. That's all.
Okay, we see you moving, so I hope you got a good signal. Okay.
Always.
So tell us your name, bro.
My name's Michael.
And where you calling us from?
Pittsburgh, PA.
Pittsburgh. Up on the Hilltop District. You think I knew nothing about that?
I'm not.
You ain't on the hill?
East Liberty, okay. Pretty close.
East Liberty. Okay. How long you been watching Factz Ova Feelingz?
Give or take. I try to get the morning mentals and the Factz Ova Feelingz, but I say a good 2-3 months.
Good. So you're gonna get a 2-3 month question too. You answer this question correctly, and what'll happen is I will award you with one of the brand new NFAC shirts so that you can walk around and let everybody know that you bout that life. Are you ready?
I'm here for it.
Okay. I talked about, you remember I taught on the gathering of the souls till Judgment Day. You remember that? When I did one comes and every soul has to step up. I taught on that. I even taught about where the souls go, where they're divided until the day of judgment. This comes out of the first book of Enoch with Yahweh's name restored. Can you tell me the name of the place where the souls will be waiting?
I cannot. I did not catch that one.
The name of that place is Sheol. It's called Sheol. And in Sheol, we're divided into 3 groups. Those of us that are righteous and our deaths have to be avenged by the Creator. Those of us who've done some heinous stuff in our life and we were people that are just like us. And then those of us that are so evil that we said we represented him and we did not. So I want to thank you for your time, though, my brother, because that was the one question I needed you to answer. I'm going to move on to somebody else. I'm going to let you finish walking the dog or whatever you're doing. You stay safe out there. You know it's dangerous for us out here right now. I don't know if you're strapped up or not, but you watch your back, my brother, and you stay safe.
Same
You're a family member of the nation. I bid you shalom, my brother.
Ashe. Come here.
There we go. He gone. All right, y'all. We're going to keep it moving. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to go ahead and grab. I think I got 2 more here. I'm going to go because right now, I don't know. Here's an old friend of mine who I know is a student. I can't believe her name popped up in here, but a lot of y'all remember this woman. She has been an audience. Okay, I can see the whole room. Turn the camera around. There she is. It's Miss Birch. How are you, Miss Birch?
I am well, sir. How are you?
Still on earth. I'm still on earth, and I'm trying to lead my people to the next land, not the promised land, but the next land. Shelly, how have you been doing?
I've been doing well. Thank you for asking.
Most of my viewers don't remember you, but if y'all don't remember, and it's on YouTube, this video has gone viral for some reason. Shelly came on my show one night and she told me her story, and I'm trying to illustrate to all of you all that you reach out and you take care of each other. Don't walk past somebody that you know is doing the best that they can and things are not lining up and you're sitting over here on the plenty. Shelly got blessed that night, and now her video is one of the most watched videos on YouTube because people just can't believe that there's good people on the earth. There are good people. You're good people. Shelly, how long you been? Tell us where you calling from, as a matter of fact.
I am calling from Denver, Colorado.
Oh, you up there where the marijuana is legal. So I'm not saying you got anything to do with that, but I'm just saying that they're making so much money, they don't know what to do with it in the Mile High City.
Well, they for sure are not putting it in the schools like they said they were.
I'm going to jump into this. You really believe them? I'm going to jump right into this. I know you've been watching us for quite some time. Most of the time, whenever I come on, there are three things that I like to tell people. I say it all the time. And let's see if you can finish the last two. I'm going to give you the first one. I always say you've only been a person for 56 years. And then there are two other things I always say. Tell me what they are.
I can't answer that.
Let me give you a clue. I won't give you the other half, but I said you've only been a person for 56 years. You've only this, you were that, and you have yet to respond as a people.
I cannot answer that.
What I normally say for everyone who's watching, and Shelly's been with me a long time, and she's one of my favorite people, so I'm enjoying this immensely.
I am not.
I always tell you that you've only been a person for 56 years. You've only been off the plantation for 155 years. You were destroyed for 246 years in the United States, and you were enslaved for 400 years worldwide, and you have yet to respond as a people. Well, now it looks like we are starting to respond as a people. Would you agree, Shelly?
100.
People
Absolutely.
everywhere, they're getting them straight everywhere you turn. It's everybody everywhere I turn around, somebody is getting somebody ass straight, and I'm enjoying every moment of it. Shelly, I'm sorry you didn't know the answer, so I can't give you a shirt tonight.
That's
but don't
okay.
feel bad. I mean, ain't nobody got one yet. I'm gonna have to come up with a different way to get these shirts out to y'all. Let me ask you this. Let me try to give you a bonus way out. You've heard me say this. I've been in thrift stores. I've been in the Salvation Army, and I can't find none. What am I looking for?
Bulletproof tire.
What the hell is a bulletproof tire? Now, you done came
I
up with
said
something.
a tire.
No, I'm not looking for no bulletproof attire in the Salvation Army and the thrift store. When the last time you've been in the thrift store and they got bulletproof?
They're closed down here.
That's crazy. I mean, I can see me now. They got vests over here, bro. No. I'm always looking for Ku Klux Klan robes.
Oh, that's right.
Because you can't find them nowhere, which means they got them in their house.
You
And
said
those
that
are the
over
people
and
that
over.
okay. Shelly, I'm gonna bid you a good night. It's been good talking to you, my sister.
Brother. Thank you so much.
Stay tuned. Love you.
Love you too. Shalom, my people.
I love how everybody says my people. That shows we are family. All right, how y'all gonna act? I'm gonna go in, we're gonna do it one more time. Are the questions too hard? Am I asking questions that are too hard? Can y'all let me know? Maybe I should lighten the questions up. Here we go. I'm gonna try it again. Trying to get these shirts away, but you got to be a student. I told y'all when I told y'all about this morning. All right, here we go. This is gonna be a good one. This is King Ferdinand. That's what his name says. King Ferdinand. Let's see if King Ferdinand is going to take my call. I can't see you. Get out. You got to put the light in your face. I cannot see you. I can't see you. Put the light in your face. The light is behind you. Let's see if he's going to connect. Somebody said, let me get a do-over.
Hello?
Can you hear me? You got a bad signal where you are. Can you hear me? But your picture's not coming in, my friend.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. There you are. But I need you to turn your camera around so the light hits your face. I cannot see you.
Okay, can you see me now?
No, you have the light behind you, sir. Put the light in front of you. Turn around and face your light. He's not understanding what I'm saying. There you go. Turn yourself around so the light is in your face.
Okay.
Still dark where you at. Still dark. You must be hiding out. You must be hiding out in the basement.
Okay, my bad. All right, how about here?
There you go. There we go. What's going on, King Ferdinand?
What's good?
Where you from, bro?
I'm from Philly.
You're in Philly? Okay, so Pennsylvania is getting all of the action tonight.
Yeah.
You a fan of Factz Ova Feelingz? You watch Factz Ova Feelingz on the regular?
Every time, man. Every time. I don't miss it.
Every time. Okay. Then this is going to be real good. Since you watch Factz Ova Feelingz all the time, one of the things that I like to talk about is, and this is your question, one of the things I like to talk about that we have adopted in the NFAC and that we as a Black community can still benefit from is what? And it comes from a group before my time. What is it that we've adopted?
Damn. Wow. Yeah. Nah.
It is the 10-step program of the Black Panthers. You hear me talk about that all the time.
True.
There you go. So you see, I'm gonna come at you. You gotta be on deck with this one. I'm gonna give you one more chance. Okay, let me see if I can give you this one right here. All right. I always say that we as a people collectively are suffering from what?
We are suffering from like a self-hate.
That's a good answer, but there's something I say we're suffering from.
I can't think of anything specific that you said.
How about post-traumatic slave disorder?
Oh,
PTSD.
yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
See, Ferdinand, see what happened? You suffering from it like I'm suffering from it. But it's okay, my brother. I want to thank you for calling in Factz Ova Feelingz and playing the game.
Can I ask you a question?
You can ask me a question, bro. Ask your question.
Yeah, no, please, like, for real, because, like, honestly, like, as of right now, like, you've been a great inspiration, like, in my life, to be honest. And I wanted to ask you, like, can you give me, like, on, like some advice and suggestion on how I can go about like speaking and try to persuade like my family to see things differently? Because I had a really deep conversation with my father like not too long ago about the like the thing that like Black people, especially like in the country and around the world, that we've been going through. And I was just really disappointed that my father still believed that Black people should still tolerate the injustice and go about the laws that were not created to protect us, but he still believed and hope in this country. How would you recommend me to, like, as his son, that view it differently? Because especially because I'm Haitian. Like, I was born in Haiti, and you always said something deep about the Haitian history, about that before the Haitian Revolution started, that we beat the French, the Spanish, the British. We had to kill all the house Negroes that were aligned with the white man. And I want to know that sometimes, like, I just kind of feel a bit alone in my thought that, like, am I the crazy one, or is it everyone not seeing what I'm seeing? Because I truly believe. Let
me answer your question. Let me answer my question. Let me answer your question.
Thanks. Okay.
So first, you have to understand, nobody can control what another person thinks. You cannot change a person that is set in their ways. There's an old saying, you are who you were when, which means whatever time you grew up, wherever time period where you became you, You're going to stay that person for the rest of your life. In other words, let's say you grew up in your teenage and your adolescent years in the 50s. So you came up during Jim Crow. You're going to stay a Jim Crow person. Times are going to change, and you're either going to adapt to them or you're not, but you're always going to be that person. That's what that means. You can't change the minds of people in your family who are still asleep in the matrix. So don't try. Your job is to find like-minded people like yourself who may not be in your house. Remember, it is written in the scriptures that in order for you to follow me, you have to forsake your own family members. You're not the only one where family members are splitting. People are finding out that everybody doesn't share the same philosophy. Some people are happy being house niggas. Some people are happy being ex-slaves. Some people are happy being oppressed. And just because you want to be free doesn't mean everybody else doesn't. So you have to worry about yourself, my friend. You're not the crazy one because you woke up. Everybody else in the house who's sleepwalking and still snoozing in their little booths and whatnot, they're the crazy ones. And remember, it is written, never cast pearls before swine. What that means is you can't keep throwing nuggets of knowledge in front of people who are more concerned with staying in the dirt and the mud and the feces of the world. You can't. And sometimes you got to let them go.
Right.
Many are called.
Right. Because to be quite honest with you, like, I don't know if you're aware of that movie, but I watch that movie constantly. I watch the movie like The Spook, that's about the door. And in this movie, I even like took notes of every scene in the movie that we should take lessons from, and especially that last scene when Freeman.
Let me help you out.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 24, so like just
I need you to listen for a second.
Right.
There's nothing that movie can teach us. That movie taught us everything in the 70s. That's an old black community, black nation classic instruction movie. That's why I did The Bruh Who Sat Behind the Door. It ain't new. It was around before you was even thought of. 24 years ago, I can tell you I was still talking like this. You've come along to the party and you're learning an old lesson that we already knew. Yes, there should be more people who are qualified to act like the spook that sat behind the door, but there's not that many of us left. Your job is to be prepared and to be a soldier to march to the tune when we come from behind that door. My brother, I got to run, but I'm glad I had a chance to talk to you. I hope I've helped you. I hope whoever's watching has learned something also. These are the challenges that are going on in these people's homes because they hear the voice of Yah, they hear the teaching, and they're ready to fight to the death, and they're not falling for the brainwash anymore. Bernard, I salute you. Shalom, my brother.
Shalom, sir. Thank you.
And for all of you all still watching, even though he didn't get what he came for, he didn't get the shirt, what he did get was the information that he needed so that he could actually move on to the next stage. And that's what we're here to do. Brother, I'm gonna need you to terminate your view on my screen. I need you to turn that off. Can you give him a second to terminate that for me? Everybody else, as I can see y'all don't want these shirts tonight. I don't know how I'm gonna do this now. I really don't, because everybody, I mean, I'm glad I don't mind talking to y'all, but I wanted to give y'all these shirts. I really, and I, you know, I see somebody in here that I want to talk to real quick. Elect Lady Tay, I'm gonna need you to jump into my live real quick because I know you can answer these questions because you're all over the place, running around, being a prime example of one of my students. Let me run in here, y'all. I'm gonna grab one more person, and then after that, we're gonna move on. I got to talk about food. Food tonight, food. Let me see who else I can bring up on the line. One last time, I'm gonna spin the wheel, and we're on Factz Ova Feelingz.
Wait. Are you called Elect Lady Tay, who is one of the students, and I love her, but I'm unapologetic apology.
I know who you are. I chose you for a reason. Because I saw your name in my list, so I would need you to park all of that on my platform.
But you just said, you said,
I asked her to jump. Hold on, stop, Queen. I asked her to jump into my request list. Okay. She's not on my request list.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I need
Okay.
now. I know you in the bathtub, and I know I can see
I'm in
it's
the
hot
bed.
there.
I'm in the
Tell
bed.
everybody where you calling from.
I'm calling from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, and
Puerto
it's hot
Rico.
Puerto Rico, and it looks like you in the hot tub, and you trying to get you a shirt. Is that what's happening here?
Yes, I was trying to get a shirt when they were sold
Let me
out.
tell y'all who done slid up in here in a bathtub. See, that's my peoples. This is the unapologetic apology. And if you don't know, matter of fact, I got your book here over here on my. You think I'm playing? Y'all think I'm joking? The name of the book, in case y'all, this is the book right here. It's on my shelf. This is called the Unapologetic Apology. The Unapologetic Apology is a book of things you say to people when they say the wrong thing to you, and you don't want to have no breaks on your mouth. The young lady you see on the camera with me right now is the author, Letitia Robb. Also, I got all your books. Also, the author of her first book that, this is like back in the day, from going from the bottom to the top, turn on the lights. She's an accomplished author, also fashion designer, and formerly one of the premier activists in Atlanta, if y'all remember the Raw Onion from back in the day, 5 years ago. And now she is an inhabitant of the island of Puerto Rico, and she's on Factz Ova Feelingz, trying to hustle Grandmaster Jay out of one of these brand new
I'm trying to earn it.
shirts.
I'm trying to earn it. Those questions was kind of hard.
Right. Since I know you've been with us since the very beginning, I'm going to have to give you one of those questions that only someone of your caliber can answer. If you answer correctly, you will get a shirt. If not, Bob, tell them what we got for them. Well, we got some rice. They always gave you something you couldn't use. I'd be like, the hell am I going to do with a year full of rice? I don't need that. I'm going to ask you this question. There is a group of things that I talk about when I talked about the gathering of the souls on the day of judgment. Somewhere around there, I talk about the divisions of the souls. I've already told one person how those are divided. But somewhere in that particular scripture, in the first book of Enoch, it also says that in like manner, the sinners are set apart when they die, and they're buried in the earth, and judgment has not been executed upon them in their lifetime. Who is doing the speaking, and who are they talking to?
Well, I believe Enoch was getting taken around by the Kodesh Malachim, and he was showing him Sheol and saying, it was one of the Kodesh Malachim talking to Enoch, I believe.
So far, you got 50% of the question right. You are spot on. You even said it was one of the Kodesh Malachim, but you got to tell me which one.
It was one of the L's.
You like right up on it now. See, this is what I'm talking about. I can tell who studied and who hasn't studied, because so far you got 90% of the answer. It's an L, but and for y'all who's watching who don't follow this class, EL it means power, means of the creator. So Michael, Raphael, that type deal. But this particular L was giving, as you answered correctly, Enoch a tour of all of the heavens, because Yah told him to, because he was going to be his scribe. Who was giving the tour?
Well, I'm going to take a guess here, but I'm going to say it was Michael.
Truth of the matter, it was Raphael that was actually with the Kodesh Malachim, who responded to him and said, these beautiful corners are here in order that the spirit of the clouds of the dead should assemble into them, and they're created so that the souls of children of the people should gather here. That's what the scripture says. If you all got your books who's trying to keep up and keep us legal, that's somewhere around chapter 22 in the first book of Enoch, somewhere between verse 1 and 5. I could be mistaken. Y'all keep me legal. Unapologetic apology, because you have been such a dedicated student, I'm going to give you one last chance to redeem thyself. Or I will find you front row and center in class with pen and paper at the next Factz Ova Feelingz, because I am being asked to teach the 8th section part again on the book of Enoch. So here's the question. When we talk about the heavens, the 10 heavens, there is one heaven that is the second heaven. And there's something going on in there that would surprise most people. What's going on, and who are the people?
Why are you giving such hard questions? Okay. Can you give me just a little bit more? Like, I want,
Sure,
please.
sure. We know that Yah sits in seventh heaven,
Yes,
and we
yes.
know truth sits at the 10th. We know that the first heaven is water. That's when they open the gates of heaven for flood. But on the second level, there's some stuff happening.
Oh, that's right outside the firmament. That's where the waters are.
Very good, very good.
That's
I'll give you a clue. It's a prison.
okay.
Who is the prison for?
For the fallen angels. Oh no, the stars, the
The
stars,
angels
the
have already
stars,
fallen.
the
The
stars.
angels,
It was the prison for the stars that did not move in procession when they was told to move, because if they didn't move, if they was a second late, then they had to go to that prison. Okay, it just came back. It just came back. It was on. Yeah, it was a prison for the stars. Yes.
prison for the stars. It was a prison for the stars who were disobedient. There was someone in there. Stars are not people. There's someone in there.
Who is there?
And they're waiting for judgment. I'll help you out. And you've heard me preach this. If they getting judged, you know we getting judged. Who was getting judged? Who is waiting to be judged in the second heaven, along with the stars that was late?
I'm gonna have to say I don't know. I don't know.
The angels.
The angels? I said the angels.
You said the fallen angels.
Okay.
These are regular angels who done screwed up in their job as the Kodesh Matakim. They done had to go upstairs and see the four horsemen. They done went in and talked to the boss. Take him downstairs to the second and have him hang out there. They've never been to earth. They've never fallen. That is where they're kept. Now, you are correct in that the stars are there. So because I'm going to be fair, you did get half the answer right. You did tell me that it was the Kodesh Matakim. Bring me. Hold on a minute. They robbing me. See, you can't get no good help. These, bro. What you doing, man? Damn. We will never get nowhere.
I have a question. Can we see the dog? Can we see the dog?
Shirt. You have you ripped me off for one. They say it's a medium. All right, so I'm gonna get this out to you. I need you to DM me your mailing address so we can send this to you, overnight it to you, so you can piss people off on the island of Puerto Rico. Just bust in, just walk in and say, "Excuse me." That's it, and then walk out. So we congratulate you on winning this. Now you said you have a question before I go.
I want to see the. I want to see the dog. I missed the dog.
No. There'll be no dog tonight.
Okay. That's all.
The dog ate something that he wasn't supposed to eat of mine, so there'll be no dog making a guest appearance. The ghetto dog won't be.
Okay, well, I just want to say shalom to my people. I love y'all. I'm in Puerto Rico because I got tired of the shit in the United States, and I decided to move my family there because I'm a single woman. I didn't have no man behind me taking care of me, doing what he had to do. So I moved my family here so I could decide where I'm gonna go from here. But we ready to go to Africa too. We're not stuck here. We just here. In the meantime, I learned. Oh, he done walked away. Can you hear me?
I'm still here. Your boy done showed up.
Oh, yay! Yay, look at him. Oh, he's so cute. I love him. Him so cute. Yes. Oh, I want to meet him one day. But yes, we're ready to go to Africa. And, while I've been here, I've learned another language. So I'm bilingual now. So it's been a benefit for my family. And we've also, learned how to live off the land. I got banana tree growing back there, mango tree. I'm seeing how they make bricks. You know what I mean? Like I'm with it. I'm with all the shit. So,
making bricks. Y'all making bricks.
Yeah. Like
our own brick company. That's good.
Straight
Unapologetic apology. I'm gonna cut you loose. I'm gonna congratulate you on ripping me off for one of the new NFAC shirts and get it out to you. And the next time you come on, you should be wearing this. You piss everybody off. Bid you a shalom.
Much love.
Thank you for hanging out with Grandmaster Jay on Factz Ova Feelingz. Shalom.
Thanks for having me. Thanks.
moving right ahead, I'm gonna do one more because I'm feeling like y'all actually want these shirts now. Yeah, the questions are not, I told you, this is for the family. This is for the family. This is why I'm trying to show you. They always talk about Factz Ova Feelingz when they mention it in talking about the NFAC, but they never talk about the level of teaching that goes on here. And that's the one thing that I've learned about the conscious community. See, I listen to a lot of you. I listen for the teachings, not for the mysteries, not for the confusion, not so that I can contribute, so that I can expand my knowledge base about that came before me, that which exists now, and that which is to come. And I'm not getting that. So I'm not sorry that I can come back here and sit amongst people that can demonstrate that they are learned in those things that have been taught to them. They may not remember it on the spot, but if you give them a nudge, it's in their head. That's the results of teaching. I'm going back inside and pick one more person. This is the last time we're going to do it. Looking at the TikTok here, we're getting short. Let me spin the wheel and see who's going to come up on Factz Ova Feelingz to rip me off for one of these shirts. Are nice. All right, so here we go. We're going to just spin the wheel. We're going to stop. Who is this? Okay, y'all come. So many people coming in. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Black power. Black power. Here we go. Here we go.
You had to do me, huh?
Shalom.
Shalom, brother. Shalom. Shalom.
You put your name into my request list, so of course I'm going to call you. You don't get it. You don't put your name in, then think I'm not going to call you. You should have. Now you in here with us, and of course you on Factz Ova Feelingz. I know you're a devoted student, so I'm pretty sure you're ready to answer any and all questions. So you can get you one of these nice brand new NFAC shirts and make all your family members mad. Wear it to the family reunion. Wear it to church. Wear it to choir rehearsal. Wear it, look, when the police pull you over, get out the car just like this. Either way, is your chance to win one. Are you ready to answer some questions?
To the best of my ability, yes.
That's all I ask, to the best of your ability. How long you been following Factz Ova Feelingz?
Since March.
Since March. And where are you calling from?
The Dirty Boot, Louisiana.
Louisiana. We're going to talk about that later. we got something to talk about. But here we go. I'm going to jump right in. And I'm going to ask you a very easy question. Very easy. You've heard me talk before about why I drink this water all the time. This is alkaline water. Can you tell me in your own words, because I've taught this on Factz Ova Feelingz, why drinking alkaline water is advantageous to melanated people? In your own words.
In my own words, it helps boost the immune system. It keeps the body watered. It gives you energy. And look at me, I'm 62. And water. I love my alkaline water. If I run out, I just make it myself. But the alkaline water is the thing. I can't express to people enough when I see them in the store. I say, alkaline your water, alkaline your water. But it's to keep the immune system and your PhD system levels up.
I'm gonna give you a bonus question. I really don't expect you to know this answer, but if you do, you'll blow everybody away. Can you tell me, if you don't know, that's fine. But I'm just gonna throw this as a bonus. Can you tell me what the pH level in a healthy body is? Do you know what the healthy pH level is when your body is healthy with your pH?
7.53 or 7.5.
You are a genius and a half. It's actually 7.36 pH, and that is very, very close. Too damn close to comfort. You've won yourself a shirt. We'll get the shirt out to you. What I'm gonna need you to do is I'm gonna need you to DM me your mailing address as soon as we get off of here, so that we can get the shirt out to you. You'll have it in a couple of days. Most people did not know what you and I just talked about, that the healthy body pH level is controlled by, people always see me consuming alkaline water. What they don't know, and some folks don't know, and we're gonna talk about this a little later, is that you can actually raise your pH level too high. And you can have toxicity from having your pH level too high. So you want your pH level at that what we call the Goldilocks range, and it is 7.36. 7.55 would be good too, but 7.36. Sister, I want to thank you for being knowledgeable And stepping up in here and showed out at 60-something, looking fabulous. And I'm
Thank
showing
you.
a little
May I
bit.
say something to you?
Boy, go right ahead.
You have answered all my questions I've been searching for. No, I'm not a very good researcher, but I do my best. And I had questions nobody answered. But you came through and gave me the answers, and I thank you for them. I thank you for everything. I'm a reader, and I just got to reading Policing the Black Man. Wow.
I just happen to have a copy of that laying around right here. In case y'all don't know what she's talking about, this is Policing the Black Man by Angela Davis. Yes, Angela Davis. This is a great book for all you brothers out there and sisters who are wondering why police treat you the way that they do. Between this book and Brainwashed, you will find out that the inferiority myth that they impose on the Black people is not true, and there is a method to how they're treating you. Great book, my sister. Great book.
Yes, and I want to let you know I got my money. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready to go.
Sick and tired.
I grabbed the dog and a husband, and I'm out of here.
Queen, I will talk to you later. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming to Factz Ova Feelingz. And congratulations on winning your shirt.
Thank you. Bye.
So as y'all can see, that we got a few people that know what they're talking about. And can I do one more? Do I have time for one more? No more tonight? Okay. All right. So they're telling me they're looking at the TikTok on the wall. I got just enough time to use what we just talked about to dive into what y'all wanted me to talk about, which are the 10 areas when it comes to your food that you need to be concerned about how they affect the pH in your body. It's not just about eating vegan. This is about actually eating the right foods that will balance out the pH in your system. I am going to ask you to please do not instant message me or attempt to chat with me while I'm in the middle of this particular broadcast. I will block you for being inconsiderate to all the other 2,000 other people that are here. Maybe I can I get away with just one more shirt? Can I do one more shirt? One more? Okay. All right. I can't. Okay. So we'll save some more for tomorrow. Can I do some more tomorrow? All right, cool. All right. So that's where we are. So I want to congratulate everybody, unapologetic apology. That actually got a shirt also that'll be running around Puerto Rico. The rest of you all, if you want these shirts, these are the newer ones. These are better than the ones that I already got. That link is in the bio of my website, of my profile here on the ground. All right, let me get my mic back on. Now that that's over, I want to thank y'all who hung out. And remember, saying that you're studied, show yourself studied and approved is exactly what the scriptures requires. It means that know what you know and be able to apply it so that you can be what we all purport to be, one of the chosen. Now, let me change the subject for a second and let's talk a little bit about the healthy body and pH, your pH level. Okay, you have to understand that you have to break down the different areas of foods that affect you and affect your pH level. Your vegetables, your fruits, your condiments, your herbs and your oils, your nuts and your seeds, your beverages, your sweeteners, your sauces and your syrups, your seafood, your dairy and meats if you're still eating that, your grains and your flours, then of course your common foods. And then from there, you also have to be aware of what the level is for their alkalinity of all of these foods. Now, ideally, you want the alkaline level of the food that you're eating to be somewhere between 9.0 and 10. If you notice, the water that I am drinking has a pH level, I don't know if y'all can see that, there it is, 9.5. I'm always drinking 9.5 or higher because that is the purple zone. If you test it, the alkalinity of water, it's going to turn a color. It may turn purple to a yellow, to a green, to a red, depending on how acidic it is. But the higher the pH, the more beautiful royal purple it becomes. So foods that fall into that particular category are the foods that you want to be consuming to make sure your pH level is of such a degree
highly melanated people that no virus or cancer can live or bacteria can live within your system. Doesn't mean that they won't try, but your system will shut it down because they cannot live inside of those environments. So let me first start off, understand that non-kosher foods and processed foods and those with chemical additives and those things, those are time bombs waiting to take out your system. But let's start with our vegetables first. So you're going to go into the store and you're saying, I want, and I'm going to start with the stuff that's the most alkalinic, and I'm going to move down to what's acidic. And remember, you want to stay away from acidic. So if I start at the top in the vegetables department, and I'm only going to do this once, you can play this back. I'm going to move down from what's good for you to what is horrible for you. Okay. So I don't want anybody to be like, well, I can go out and eat those all the time. But then maybe you need to go back and examine what it is, not just what you're eating, how much of it you're eating. Garlic, soybean sprouts, spinach, cucumbers, beets, kale, carrots, rhubarbs, broccoli, asparagus, celery, collards, and endive. All of those are in the 10.0 area when you're talking about the alkalinity of your foods. Then you get into mustard greens, onions, parsnip, radishes, winter squash, sweet potatoes, yam, and seaweed. Now, that's the shift zone. That's coming from like 9.5. Now we down somewhere around 8. So it's looking good, but it ain't looking that good because now you're getting into a zone that you really don't want to go. But remember, you don't want to go below 7. Now you at seaweed, you at the bottom of that limit already, but let's keep going. Now you got artichokes, peppers, cabbage, cauliflower, shallots, lettuce, okra, eggplants, potatoes, summer squash. Can I teach in here? Turnips, watercress, and zucchini. Now you starting to slide down the scale. Now you're somewhere around between 6.0 and 5.0. This is not good because if you're at 7.0, you need to go see a doctor. If you're at 6.0, you've got cancer pathogens in your system. If you're at anything below that, you're taking your life into your hands. I'm talking about the vegetables that you eat alone. Now we're talking about Brussels sprouts, peas, beans, tomatoes, and sweet corn have the lowest alkalinity of any vegetable that you're going to eat. Remember, you want to buy organically grown when possible. And if you can't do that, there is a rule that we have, which is called maintaining the 80-20 rule. Consume 80% alkaline forming foods and 20% of acid forming foods and drinks each day to get your balance right. So just look at what I just told you. 80% of what you should consume should be alkaline forming foods. That's what I just read you at the top. But you're allowed 20% of acid forming foods and drinks each day to build a healthy body. That's how you get the right pH balance. So if you go all the way on the end over here and do nothing but alkaline and you ain't doing nothing acidic, you're going to mess up your system. Your health is going to be off. Your immune system is going to be all jacked up and you're going to be in all kind of trouble. And on the other hand, if you're doing, let's say you're not consuming enough alkaline forming foods, and now what you're eating is a lot of acid forming foods, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. That is the vegetable list. That's the first area. You can go back and play this back. I'm going to start over with this particular scale. Again, these are your fruits. These are the fruits you should be consuming. I'm going to start at the 10.0 level, and I will work my way down. At the top, we find figs, dried apricots, raisins, dried prunes, dried peaches, avocados, dates, and lemons. Then that's followed by blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, cantaloupe, honeydews, watermelons, kiwi, limes, mandarins, mangoes, papayas, persimmons, pineapples, and tangerines. That takes you from 10.0. Now you're down somewhere around 8.5, okay? Yeah, 8.5. Remember, you're starting to get into the danger zone. Now, here's where you start to get into the danger zone. The danger zone, remember, I told you, starts around 7.0. There's going to be so much acid forming inside of these foods, and that you might want to make sure you balance it out. Those are your apples, your apricots, your bananas, your blueberries, your boysenberries, your cherries, your currants, your grapefruits, your grapes, your olives, your oranges, your peaches, and your pears. Now, anything below that is straight acid. You might enjoy the taste, but you're putting an acid-forming fruit into your system. Those are going to be your tangelos, your green olives, your coconuts, and your guava. That stuff right there tastes good, acid-forming, all day long. Once again, we're going to jump back to the top again. I told you I got to keep it moving. Let's talk about your condiments, your herbs, and your oils. If you want to get the best alkalinity from your condiments, your herbs, and your oils, sea salt at the top of the list. Garlic, chives, parsley, paprika, ginger, oregano, horseradish. That's all 10.0 action. You can't go wrong with that. Then you get into your thyme, your tarragon, your clove tea, your watercress, your black peppers, your basil, cardamom, cilantro, cinnamon, dill, fennel, and milk thistle. Now you're coming down to that 8 point again. I'm trying to help somebody out. Then you get into your primrose oil, your macadamia oil, your coconut oil, your cod liver oil. Can I talk about this? The flaxseed, your olive oil, your margarine, your mace. Where did he get a brain like that? Trust me, if you've been on earth as long as I have, you put it all up here. Dill seed, coriander seed, celery seed, bay leaf, and cayenne pepper. That's the bottom of the limit. Now you want to get into the dangerous stuff that's going to put your ass in the hospital. Vegetable oil, butter, canola oil, safflower oil, curry powder, and balsamic vinegar, soybean oil, and peanut butter oil, iodized salt, red wine vinegar, and cottonseed oil. I'll see you in the emergency room. Now, I know a lot of people, what about the nuts and seeds? That's the next area we're going to touch, because everybody quick to put nuts and seeds in their mouth, but don't realize that some of those do more damage than they do good. At the 10.0 level, again, y'all hold on, let me get some alkaline water. Now, you got almonds, chestnut, and pumpkin seeds in the 10.0 range. When you come down to about 9.5, you got bean sprouts, cumin seeds, cashews, and lentils. So you're still doing good. Now it's starting to get into the I zone. Sunflower seeds, sprouts, sesame seeds, quinoa seeds, flax seeds, coriander seeds, celery seeds. Now you're getting into the danger zone. Here come the danger zone. Macadamia nuts and lima beans and mung beans and kidney beans and navy beans and fava beans and azuki beans and chickpeas. You now really in the danger zone for real. And now for me to pull up on you in the hospital, you just go out and make sure you consume some pine nuts, some pinto beans, some pistachio nuts, peanuts, and pecan nuts. And then if you really want to end up in the ER fast and in a hurry, then go ahead and throw down on some soybeans and some soy nuts and some hazelnuts, walnuts, and some chocolate with sugar in it. You will find out those are acidic, acid-forming foods. And then you're wondering why these viruses can take a hold of your body. Let me jump into the next area real quick before we get up out of here. Beverages. What are you drinking? Okay, let's look at what you're drinking. At the top in the 10.0 area where you want to be is lime juice, lemon juice, and ginger. If you're consuming lime juice, lemon juice, and ginger tea, then you're at the top at the 10.0 level, and that's where you want to be. At least I hope that's where you want to be. Let me put my microphone back on here, y'all. And then we can come down still in the 10.0 level, but it's about to come down to your 8 and your 9 and your 8s, pineapple juice, grapefruit juice, and apple cider. All that's good for you. Watch this. Here's where it gets weird. When you start talking about 8.0 and further down, mineral water. Most of y'all would think that mineral water has the same potency as this. It does not. It is mineral water, herbal teas, apple juice, grape juice, orange juice, and pear juice. That's not exactly putting you up in the optimum level of where you want to be. That lands you somewhere around 8.0 on the scale. Remember, you don't want to be nowhere in 8.7. You want to be up in 9.10 somewhere. City tap water is actually better than green tea. Did you know that? City tap water, tomato juice, carrot juice, veggie juice, black tea, they're going to bring you down somewhere on the acidic scale, somewhere around 7.0 to 6.0. So that's why you can find, like, if you so concerned about drinking filtered water because you don't want to drink what comes out the tap, but bro, I just sat there and watched you throw down on veggie juice, carrot juice, tomato juice. You might as well be drinking out the tap. I'm trying to teach somebody here how to take care of their temple a little better so you will last longer. Green tea, almond milk, cow's milk, goat milk, and milkshakes. And then if you want to hurry up and get to the ER, go ahead and get you some wine, some coffee, and energy drinks are the worst. So they say that the energy drinks are so acidic that they actually begin to eat away at your brain cells. Rice milk, soy milk, root beer, beer, alcoholic drinks and carbonated drinks are at the bottom of the barrel. Don't y'all keep believing these people who don't understand your physiology trying to tell you that, well, you know, a glass of wine is good for you. For your physiology, it is. See, what y'all don't realize is that when you go to these doctors, they're trying to use charts that they learn on white people, trying to use it on your melanated physiology when you're superior in every way. I didn't make it up. Go and look at the scale that Dr. Layla Africa talked about when he talked about melanin, and they showed you the melanin chart. We sit at the top, okay? You're valuable by how much melanin you have in your system. And you know who's at the bottom? Well, they already know. I ain't even got to talk about it. Let me cover this last area. So now let's talk about, and this is where a lot of people really, I'm going to slow down on this because some people get lost when I do this. Let's talk about sweeteners, sauces, and syrups as they apply to the alkalinity of your body. Okay, at the top in the 10.0 area is what we call umeboshi vinegar. If you've ever found some. On the sweetener side, stevia, xylitol are very good for you at the 10.0. Then molasses, apple cider vinegar, my favorite, tamari, cashew butter, and apple butter, all sitting at the top in the 10.0 to 9.0 range. Then when you come down to the medium area, you have what we call rice syrup, sucanat, vanilla extract, and almond butter. Not bad, but not good, but they in the middle, they looking good. Then you come down a little bit more, you're starting to get into the normal zone. You got honey, maple syrup, tomato paste, mayonnaise, French dressing, Russian dressing, Thousand Island hummus, buttermilk, rice vinegar, and gelatin. Now we're getting into the help me get to the hospital, and you're going to find out that consuming such things as ketchup, mustard, and hazelnut butter will move you quicker to the grave, followed even worse by malt, hops, that's in beer, NutraSweet, equal, aspartame, sweet and low, they will kill your ass, corn syrup, soy sauce, white vinegar, jams and jellies, sugar, I'm talking about basic white sugar, and Caesar dressing. That'll kill you. Okay, straight up. You can like it all you want, but you don't want to sit there eating yourself literally to death. Now, here's a touchy area, and I've had people ask me about this because you get conflicting information, especially when you're trying to eat properly. People will always say, well, can you eat this or can you eat that? Thought you're not supposed to eat that at all. But remember we said it's an 80-20 rule. Okay, we got to deal with this. Seafood, dairy, and meat. Let's talk about it real quick. In the 10.0 area, there's nothing. There's no seafood you can eat. There's no dairy product you can consume. And there's no meat that you can eat that has an alkaline level of 10.0. The creator just didn't make nothing like that. There's nothing in the 9.0 region. So there's nothing. So don't look at me like, I'm eating this because I'm getting my alkalinity. That's why I'm eating this big steak. No, you're not. No, 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 no. Somewhere around the 8.0 region, you get eggs. Natural, followed by yogurt, skim milk, cream, sour cream, butter, cow's milk, goat milk, and beef liver. That's somewhere around 8.0 as far as it being alkalinic. But is it something you want to put into your system? You should never consume the DNA of another animal, another flesh animal. You should never, because no matter how you try to prepare it, it is still rotting, decaying DNA. Just because you put it in the freezer, it's frozen DNA. Just because you burnt it up in grease, it's still the DNA of another animal. You're not supposed to be consuming milk that comes from the mammary glands of a cow. Women have mammary glands. They're called breasts, and they're to feed our young the proper DNA mixture so that they can grow up and develop their brains correctly, develop their physiology correctly, and activate the pineal gland correctly. But instead, what they've done is they fed you a diet through cow's milk that calcifies the pineal gland by the time you're 21. You have already had your abilities hampered because they polluted your system with this that you're not supposed to have. But if you are an adult who can control the alkalinic versus what you're eating, and you're in the seafood department, which you know you shouldn't be, Well, there's certain things you can eat and there's certain things you shouldn't. Those things I just named for you take you from 8.0 down to seeing the doctor. Underneath that in the danger zone is cottage cheese, turkey, chicken, duck, fish, tuna, fish, salmon, fish with scales, goat, lamb, buffalo. And then if you really want to put your ass in the hospital, scallops, clams, oysters, catfish, crabs, rabbit, pork, cheese, and beef. Now, you all know that you're never supposed to eat anything that is a bottom feeder. You're never supposed to eat things that eat dead things and eat garbage that falls to the sea bugs. You're not supposed to eat the sea bugs, and you're not supposed to eat anything that swims that doesn't have scales. But you can't tell us we'll eat anything that moves. That's our problem. So make sure you balance that out yourself. You know, I understand you may have some special dietary requirements. Grains and flours is the next area that I'm going to cover very quickly. In the 10.0 area, we have baking soda and baking powder. Very good for you. In the 9.0 area, they announced granola, wild rice, oats and oatmeal, and oat flour. Still looking good. You get down to 8.5, and we're starting to get into the danger zone. We've got triticale flour, rice cakes, pumpernickel bread, buckwheat bread, and crackers. Those are the things that you can consume in that particular field. If you're trying, well, what am I going to eat with this? How am I going to prepare this so that you don't create something more acidic than you need it to be alkalinic? Now, on the 7.0 area, we've got wheat, cornflakes, spaghetti, non-white, matzo, whole grain, whole wheat bread, rye bread, rye flour, white rice, oat bran, barley, and popcorn. Those are not good for you from a pH level. They don't know what else they're going to do to your system. So just think about this when you go out to the movies. And you go to the movies and you get the big old tub of the popcorn and you pour all the butter on top of it. And you get you some of that processed sugar. And then you go and you eat this goop and you sit in the dark. It's like an anesthesia because now your mind is being lulled into this area so you can receive some programming. Y'all don't realize how all these things work together. Those that I just listed are the grains and flours. Now, the next area that I have to touch on, and I'm trying to get through this before it gets too late because I know y'all got to go to the plantation tomorrow, common foods that you should have at mealtime based on their alkaline level. In the 10-point area, nothing, 9, nothing. But when you get down to about 8, you got baked potatoes, hash browns, baked, veggie soup, and baked potato chips. You can have those at every meal, and it's going to be all right. And somewhere around the 7.0 region, you got black bean soup, split pea soup, coleslaw, and wheat bran. Be easy on that. Be easy on it, please. And then way down in the danger zone, spaghetti sauce, fruit pies, and whole wheat bread, rice cakes, and pickles. If you're eating that at a regular time at mealtime, you might want to cut back on that. And here's where you're going to go. I'm going to take you all the way to the hospital, and I'm going to stick a needle in you. At regular mealtime, if you're consuming these items, they are all acidic, and they can cause your system to become weakened and susceptible to viruses and bacteria and all types of disorders. Cakes, cookies, bread products, ice cream, meat sandwiches, white sugar, white rice, white bread, canned foods, mac and cheese, meat pies, nachos, tacos, burritos, burgers, pizza, tofu that's frozen, chicken nuggets, hot dogs, onion rings, fried foods, and bacon. You're killing yourself, period. And there's nothing else you can do about it because you're creating an acidic environment inside of your body, and that's what disease needs to live on. What I've just done for you is giving you a breakdown from an alkalinic standpoint of the foods you should be mindful of so that you can get your body to 7.36, which is the normal pH level for your body. Now, there are some other things that go along with that. If you can keep your pH level at 7.36, then you won't have major health problems. And there are some supplements that people always want to champion that you go out and get. I myself believe that you should get it through natural foods, but there are some that I would recommend. There's one called Mega Chai. If you don't know what Mega Chai is, it's a mineral vitamin and it's an herbal supplement. There's Zeo Force, which is also a zeolite. There's high potency garlic in time release capsules. You can get any of these things at your local store. Please make sure that if you're buying selenium or turmeric or arginine or noxolane or Bolthouse Farms carrot juice, any of those are things you're only going to find in specialty stores. Don't buy them off the shelf at Walmart. Now, last but not least, for your pH level, you got to have some rules in place, and a lot of you all probably don't have the discipline to do this, but I've seen some people change their lives around by following this advice. It's the same advice that Dr. Africa gave you. It's the same advice that Dr. Sebi gave you. It's the same advice that any of the black nutritionists are giving you. I'm going to tell you what those rules are. Number one, no sugar. It stimulates the growth of cancer. Only stevia is what you should be using. It kills viruses and it kills fungus. Number two, no chemical sugar substitutes. Number three, no animal grease or fat. Fat contains mycotoxins. Number four, no dairy products while you are sick. Dairy is a growing medium. Okay. Number five, eat the type of fish that has scales. Fish with skin like catfish or bottom dwellers and have high levels of toxins are to be avoided at all costs. Number six, no pork. The meat is marbled with fat and is high in mycotoxins. 7, no meat from animals whose functions as cleaners of the earth. Well, what animals are cleaners of the earth? Oysters, shrimps, crabs, clams, alligators, crawfish, pigs, etc. Anything that cleans the earth, you're not supposed to be eating it. Number 8, eat all the raw vegetables and fruits with small amounts of meat if you have to be a meat eater. Number 9, raw is better than cooked vegetables. Did you know that heat at greater than 104 degrees Celsius will kill all the enzymes? So while you're boiling the cabbage, while you're softening the broccoli, you're cooking all the nutrients right out of it. Most of y'all don't know this, but did you know that 1 bushel of broccoli contains more protein than meat? Here's another one. No carbonated drinks. Stay away from them. 1 can of a carbonated drink takes 48 to 52 cans of water to bring your body pH level back to normal. Think about that. Cancer thrives in an acidic environment. Number 11, choose foods with kosher symbols of approval. 95% of kosher is an easy way of choosing healthy foods that have at least the amounts of dyes, chemicals, and toxins. And last but not least, consumers, that's you have a right to know that what you're buying and that you're not being tricked into purchasing organic products that are not truly chemical free. And for reasons that are unclear, the FDA ruled that neodymium is acceptable in all foods and does not need to be included on the list of ingredients for the USDA certified organic foods items as well as certified kosher products. If you don't know what I'm talking about, neodymium is a known neurotoxin, and it's the cousin to the infamous Monsanto aspartame sweetener. There's nothing organic about it. As Holistic Med said, they says neodymium has similar structure to aspartame, except that from its structure, it appears to be even more toxic than aspartame. This chemical is in every food that you eat. Neurotoxins affect the neural connections of your brain. Some people are not stupid. They've been drugged. They've drugged the entire population. You are what you eat. This concludes my small portion on a quick introduction to you adjusting your diet so you can achieve the proper pH balance. I hope you've learned something tonight. I know I did. Those of you all who won your NFAC shirts, will get those out to you sometime tomorrow. Don't let somebody run off with your shirt. Again, I'm encouraging everybody to keep your eyes focused on Louisville because the grand jury is about to wrap up, and the grand jury is going to let us know whether or not anyone's going to be charged, and then the fun will begin, right? Don't let the settlement fool you. The settlement is to give the family what's due to them. They had a wrongful death lawsuit. They went ahead and settled it. But they still have to come out with, what are you going to do? Who's going to be charged? So we're still focused for that. In the meantime and in between time, I'm going to leave you with a song that was actually made that you hear me play all the time. The name of the song is All Eyes on Bree. I thought it was rather interesting when I heard it, and now I like to bump it in my car at all times. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me tonight on Factz Ova Feelingz. Big shout out to the NFAC. Stand by. Something's always about to happen. To everyone out there listening, I'm going to say this every time I come before you. You have the right to defend yourself. You have the right from search and seizure. You have the right of freedom of speech. You have the right to peacefully assemble. You have the right to stay silent and not talk to anyone. Organize yourselves. Look out for one another. And as long as they're protecting and serving, then you don't bother them. But when they're no longer protecting and serving, you protect and serve your own kind in your own neighborhood. I want to send a big shout out to the brother that called in that was obvious. He says he was from Haiti. I want to send a big shout out to him because I love it when I meet people who are no longer living in their homeland but know the history of their land. And we as Black people in the United States, we don't know our history. They won't really teach it to us. So we've got to write the next chapter ourselves. You all have a good night. There is no Factz Over Feelingz tomorrow morning. I think there's a midday muse. I'll see you all then. In the meantime, keep your feet on the ground, keep your head to the sky. And if you cannot perceive it, then how in the hell are you going to believe it when it shows up? All eyes on Bree. Big shout out to the Taylor family. I'll see y'all later.
Shots fired off in the streets, they trying to keep us suppressed up in the belly of the beast, ruckus and havoc and the least is all you see. Nowadays you get the needle of the bullet, grab a pistol, better put it. It's a copy uniform, or just another racist soul living crooked, never shook it, never looking down like a house nigga. Cause we in the house nigga, put them on with them choppers, all you hear is crickets, cause we all eyes on Bree. Couple races biggest 100 down the line on me, that shit been really on my mind. Them niggas no grandmaster, they pull up on them McMichaels, all the rivals get confronted. If you frontin', we can see it. All eyes on Bree. All this knowledge I've been seeking got me casting out these demons in a dream. I think I seen this. I've been somewhere next to Venus, searching for a higher purpose versus hurting, suffering from generational curses. The best thing I could imagine is passing the game down to my son and break the cycle. Pray blessings through rain down. See the sun and grab the rifle. Like military minded, send them devils to the cemetery. We no longer blinded by the hate and delusions and the fate. Third eye open, way too focused in that face. We shut the shorties. I'm the party. All eyes on Bree. Put up with the investigation. FBI be playing games. Attorney General on vacation like this shit really a game. Then I'm losing my patience, many rappers getting slain. Only matter of time before you have to make a change. Avert the force they inflict with power of the organized. Block poppers, can't block us. Shot to leave you open like a couple high school gym lockers. In America, the Grim Reaper, alert cropper, hurt coppers, the imposters get exposed, shut the city down like a showstopper. Live the life of a thug, militant to the day I die. R.I.P. to the fallen soldiers, all eyes on Bree. Live the life of a thug, militant to the day I die. R.I.P. to the fallen soldiers, all eyes on Bree. Okay, so we moving on to the vote. The situations I know they got you out in the trunk. But either way that you go, you going out like a chump. If you condone in the bullshit, say please don't be a target. Make sure I know me your 450 PX in my skinny jeans. I'm toting the bank of the China City until you mean motherfucker media. They just killing our self-esteem, being black kind of tedious. Remember being 17, no time they been deceiving us. Institutionalized, manipulated, and lied to. Playing Picasso, I don't want y'all to divide you. I got a bone to pick with you motherfuckers tied to. All the crooked government devil worship and divide you. I do this in the name of Miss Ever Boys and my 7 joys. See my chakras in line, even demons bow to me. Cause the brother lived the opposite of blind. If you look for me, I feel just like a dime. Make you find in the gutter, couple G's, throw up signs in the trap in the kitchen with the cutter. Homie, cause it ain't no time to relax, dog world, run for cover. You don't plan on shooting back, then you going out like a sucker. Shoot a plane, using racks, crack, under pressure. In a modern day society, reckless. I do little finger to the white supremacists. All the way from Louisiana to Texas. Carry clips like bananas, Hannah's drugs. We deal them cause vanity is infectious. Rising power, my Auntie Janice. Understand that my status is an anomaly. Metallic with the alchemy. So please don't be invalid with the Valkyrie. The static will give light to your unruly defeat. Live the life of a thug, militant to the day I die. R.I.P. to the fallen soldiers, all eyes on Bree. Live the life of a thug, militant to the day I die. R.I.P. to the fallen soldiers, all eyes on Bree. Live the life of a thug, militant to the day I die. R.I.P. to the fallen soldiers, all eyes on Bree.